If you grew up in the 90s, you know cartoons didn't just end on TV. Who didn't want to have an action figure of their favorite show to play with at school or at home with friends? Many of them were bestsellers. I'm sure you had some of them. But do you remember all the most famous ones? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were an absolute craze in the 90s. The cartoon mixed humor, action, and lots of pizza, conquering kids all over the world. And off-screen, the success multiplied. Action figures of the four brothers, villains like Shredder and Krang, and vehicles such as the iconic Turtle Van. It was impossible not to want to recreate those battles at home. The toy line went far beyond the main characters. There were alternative versions of the Turtles as samurais, robots, and even athletes, each sparking even more imagination. Today, these toys have become collector's items, carrying that unique nostalgic feel from a time when fun seemed to have no limits. In the 90s, the X-Men got a cartoon that became iconic with its electrifying opening and dramatic storylines. For many kids, it was the first time characters like Wolverine, Storm, and Cyclops became true heroes in their imagination. And the craze didn't stay on TV. The toys quickly became essential. Articulated figures featured the main mutants, as well as villains like Magneto and Apocalypse. There were also vehicles like the Blackbird and accessories that made every adventure feel straight out of the episodes. For fans, X-Men were not just cartoons or toys. They were part of daily childhood play in the 90s. In a decade dominated by heroes and epic battles, Captain Planet brought something different: saving the Earth. The cartoon united kids from around the world with powers based on nature, who together summoned Captain Planet. The ecological message may feel naive today, but back then, it captured the attention of millions of kids. The toy line reflected this mix of action and awareness. Captain Planet figures came in different versions, and the villains had exaggerated designs that made them unforgettable. Playing with those toys felt like holding the power of nature in your hands, a rare mix of fun and responsibility. Few cartoons from the 90s were as impactful as Batman, the animated series. With its dark Art Deco style, it introduced a more mature hero and unforgettable villains like Joker, Harley Quinn, and Two-Face. The cultural impact was massive, and it's still remembered as one of the best Batman adaptations ever. The toys were just as creative. Beyond the classic Batman, there were armored versions, futuristic vehicles, and of course, the legendary Batmobile. Every box promised new possibilities for adventure, turning the living room into Gotham's crime-fighting battleground. For many kids, this was the ultimate Batman, on screen and in their hands. When the 90s arrived, the classic G.I. Joe franchise transformed to fit the era. The new cartoon brought bulkier heroes, more over-the-top villains, and an explosive visual style that matched the radical decade. It was pure action, made for a generation growing up with comics, video games, and adrenaline-packed shows. The toys followed the same formula: larger figures with extreme details and tons of accessories. Futuristic vehicles and oversized weapons made every mission feel even more intense. While it never matched the original series' success, G.I. Joe Extreme perfectly captured the adventurous and exaggerated spirit of the 90s. In the 90s, Hanna-Barbera gave new life to one of its biggest classics, Jonny Quest. The series got a modern upgrade with adventures that blended science, mystery, and cutting-edge technology for the time. With Johnny, Haji, Jesse, and Race Bannon, viewers were taken to real-world missions and into the digital universe of Quest World. The toys brought that excitement home with articulated figures of the characters, futuristic vehicles, and even play sets to recreate bold missions. Though it didn't achieve the same popularity as other cartoons of the decade, the real adventures of Jonny Quest left a unique mark for those who lived that mix of science and adventure. Disney surprised fans in the 90s with Darkwing Duck, a cartoon that mixed adventure, action, and humor. The masked duck and his crew faced bizarre villains in exaggerated stories, full of that nostalgic Disney charm. For many, it felt like a cartoon superhero parody, but packed with Disney's signature wit. The toys captured this fun universe perfectly. Figures of Darkwing, Launchpad, and the villains came with vehicles and quirky accessories, turning playtime into wild adventures. Though less remembered than other 90s hits, these toys carried the retro spirit of the show and remain beloved by collectors today. Amid the serious heroes of the 90s came The Tick, a parody that turned the genre into pure comedy. The Blue Hero, with his absurd muscles and ridiculous catchphrases, became a cult icon. Despite its humor, the cartoon had plenty of action, and its unique style built a fan base that wanted something different. The toy line mirrored that exaggeration. Figures of the Tick, Arthur, Sewer Urchin, and bizarre villains had designs as crazy as the show. For kids, playing with these toys meant diving into a world where the absurd was fun, and even the strangest heroes had their moment to shine. In the 90s, Spider-Man got an animated series that quickly became one of Marvel's most beloved. The show featured action-packed plots, classic villains like Venom, Green Goblin, and Kingpin, and stories that felt pulled straight from the comics. For many fans, this was the definitive gateway into Spider-Man's universe. And the toys didn't disappoint. Dozens of Spider-Man versions were released, with different suits and powers, along with vehicles and villain figures. Each release opened the door to new adventures, making Spider-Man one of the decade's biggest toy sensations. Even today, those figures hold a special nostalgic place for fans. If you enjoyed these classics, check out the video 10 comic books from 1981 that changed superhero history. You'll be surprised by the stories that changed everything in comics.